Sean, would you say that nursing is a field that's primarily dominated by women?
Yeah, absolutely.
And do you think there's any reasons for those trends?
Um, I think it mostly actually has to do with the stereotype.
In my experience, female coxswain is more organized. There's more order in my calls. There's more rhythm in organization. In coxswain men, it's all about just attitude and just raw emotion and power in your voice.
Would you say communication is an important part of your role as a coxswain?
Communication is all that being a coxswain is. Being a coxswain consists of steering the boat, controlling the boat, and communicating to your rowers what you want them to do and how you're going to win the race through them.
I think nursing actually started primarily as women because in war men would be fighting battles and women would be nursing. I think that's actually the start of nursing. And then as nursing went on, it just became a stereotype that it's a womanly thing to do. Florence Nightingale revolutionized nursing. Around war times, it was early 1920s or 30s, I believe. And the stereotype remained, and for whatever reason, people that really affected people, their job decision. They would decide not to be nurses or not even consider it as men because of the stereotype that it's a womanly job.
Coxswain is mostly a woman-occupied position.
Yeah.
So is there any sense of distrust with a boat that's mostly women who have a male coxswain in their boat?
I feel like it all depends. I've had some great experiences in women's boats. Like Masters women's boats are easily my favorite. Generally, the men are there for themselves. In my experience, the women are there for themselves, but at the same time more for the boat as well. So it requires, I guess, a little bit more trust for them and the inclusion of their coxswain. They like to make their coxswain one of their boat versus, in my experience with men's boats, it's more, this is our coxswain, he's like our coach, he helps us, but he's not truly part of this boat.
As a male nurse, have you faced any kind of difficulties in the workplace? Just with, patients not trusting you as much or any kind of things like that?
Yeah, that's definitely more common for men. It really is not that common for women, though it can happen. There's plenty of times where a female patient will just not be comfortable with receiving a certain level of care or sometimes any care at all from a man. Yeah, some of that is just a comfort level. Some women don't want to just be seen by a man naked in the shower, on the toilet, that kind of thing. There's also, if we're talking about making it more gender neutral, that's probably just continuing to try to open up the idea. More men joining nursing, and those who are looking for nurses to sell the job to men.
Gender is just a construct of the mind. We're all humans. It's like I can work with anyone, and anyone can work with me as long as they have an open mind and are willing to work with it. So really just promoting the fact that, hey, we're all humans. We all can do more or less the same things, and we all have our own value intrinsically. So to not be able to work with someone else because of their gender, because it's something that they were born with, is not right and shouldn't be a thing. And it just takes people being not the bigger man or the bigger woman, but just accepting.
A lot of pressure is often placed upon our generation of youth to solve these issues of gender equality. Sean and Gabe seem to have some ideas for how to fix these issues, but only time will tell if the solutions can really be that simple.